Russian President Vladimir Putin announced on Sunday that the Kremlin had successfully tested a new invincible nuclear-capable and powered cruise missile with an alleged unlimited range. Putin touted the test of the supposed doomsday weapon known in Russia as the Burevestnik missile, claiming it was invincible and capable of bypassing all current and future missile defense systems. In a video released by the Kremlin, Putin, dressed in military fatigues, instructed his country's top generals to start preparing the missile for potential use.
Речь идет о испытании крылатой ракеты неограниченной дальности «Буревестник» с ядерной энергетической установкой. Знаю, что у меня есть доклад и со стороны промышленности, в целом известные оценки Министерства обороны. Это все-таки уникальное изделие, которого в мире ни у кого нет.
According to Putin's chief of the general staff of Russia's armed forces, Valery Gerasimov, the latest test of the missile flew in the air for 15 hours and covered a distance of about 8,700 miles, easily capable of reaching New York City or Washington, D.C. Little is actually known about the missile, which some have dubbed Flying Chernobyl. According to a 2019 report from the Nuclear Threat Initiative, the subsonic cruise missile is designed to be powered internally by a miniature nuclear power plant, enabling it to fly farther and for longer at a speed less than the speed of sound. The Burevestnik, which in English translates to announcer of the storm, could conceptually stay in the air between 24 and 48 hours. If it were to be tactically launched, the missile would carry a nuclear warhead and circle the Earth at a low altitude to avoid missile defense systems. According to the International Institute for Strategic Studies, a Russian military journal suggested the missile could fly as far as 12,000 miles and would hover at an altitude between 160 and 300 feet throughout its flight to evade air defenses. But despite Moscow's boasts, experts have said it remains unclear if the missile boasts all of the advances that Putin claims. The Burevestnik has had a poor test record in recent years, with 2 partial successes documented among the 13 known tests, according to the Nuclear Threat Initiative advocacy group. The missile also reportedly killed 5 nuclear engineers and 2 service members, following an explosion in 2019 during tests at a Navy White Sea base. Dr. Jeffrey Lewis, the director of the East Asia Non-Proliferation Project at the Middlebury Institute of International Studies and host of the Arms Control Wonk podcast, said the Burevestnik was not all it's cracked up to be.
The system is intended to defeat a missile defense, and so the idea is because it can fly for basically an unlimited range, then it can fly around defenses. On the other hand, you could build more defenses, or you could use aircraft to go intercept them. So I don't think the system is invincible, but it's part of the deepening arms race that we're in, where they've come up with a new system and now we have to come up with something to shoot it down.
The Burevestnik's most recent test came after Putin directed a set of nuclear drills earlier in the week that featured practice launches of the Kremlin's nuclear-capable missile fleet, the largest in the world. In August, researchers had warned that Russia was planning a new missile test after satellite images revealed activity at Russia's Pankovo test site on the Barents Sea archipelago, including increases in personnel and equipment and ships and aircraft associated with earlier tests. Putin's special envoy said the Trump administration had been made aware of the successful missile test. While flying on Air Force One to Japan, President Trump issued a chilling warning to Putin in response to the missile test, while repeatedly demanding the Russian tyrant end the war in Ukraine.
They know we have a nuclear submarine, the greatest in the world, right off their shores. So, I mean, it doesn't have to go 8,000 miles, and they're not playing games with us. We're not playing games with them either.
Putin has previously declared that the Kremlin is free to use doomsday weapons against any nation, propped up by a nuclear power, a clear threat against NATO and the US over their support of Ukraine. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has upped his calls for the US to supply his country with long-range missiles to force Putin to make peace. The Ukrainian president praised Trump's latest sanctions on Russia, saying they will make a difference, but warned that more pressure was needed to bring an end to the conflict, which has been raging since February 2022. In May, Trump announced a $175 billion Golden Dome missile defense system to shoot down short-range missiles aimed at the United States. Pentagon officials are aiming to test President Trump's space-based missile defense system in the fourth quarter of 2028. That time frame lines up with Trump's ambitious goal to have it done in 3 years.